Hello. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Pages Live. Happy Thursday. Hope you're keeping well. My name is Nicola. I'm in Dublin, Ireland. And I follow and teach Julia Cameron's Artist's Way. And I've kind of been on this Artist's Way for about 10 years, more or less. But sometimes when I look back, I realize that's not really the case. Because it's often true that for ourselves, we are on this road a lot longer than that. Sometimes the book comes to us quite late, or we're ready for the change and we suddenly see the book on a bookshelf. Oh, I've heard about that one. Yeah, best buy it. So maybe you can ask Santa for the book if Santa is coming to you this Christmas. So this is what pages look like. They're often really, really, really messy. Often really, screaming kind of fragments. At the end of our 10 minutes, what I do is I get you to go back and circle things that you discovered, things that you want to remember. And I suppose feelings that kind of shock you and surprise you and maybe enlighten you a wee bit, So a lot of the time, these come out as fragments. And sometimes there's no gaps between your words. Allow all of those things. And I just want to allow you, if you're not allowing yourself already, and to grant that permission and to know that that's okay. All right. So bring whatever needs to come to the page, because the pages are safe and sacred and they will mind you. Believe me, they will mind you. I'm not sure who we have on this morning, but I just want to welcome you to Morning Pages and let me know how you're doing this morning. So by and large, I would have used pages to get seen, to get understood, and to feel that I have a voice, So I would have developed a system of doing morning pages over time, just 5 minutes here and there, in order to give a home to all of the feelings and ups and downs that I was going through at the time. And not having any safe place for that to go, not having a place where it won't be fixed or answered or judged or advised. I like to be able to, express and just not have it refuted, not have it argued with, It's just nice to be heard. And that's what we use the pages for massively, massively. So today's chat, and I always kind of start our pages with a little bit of a chat. Today's chat is not necessarily about the Artist's Way, but the early steps that we would have taken way back. And at the moment, I'm decluttering. I'm always blooming decluttering in this house. But at the moment, we're renovating, painting, just reorganizing the house, really. And it's amazing what you find when you kind of pull stuff out and have a look around. And I found this folder of stuff, and it says pieces made that I learned from. Also, some gremlins and collages. Okay. Pieces that I learned from. So I would have put these things together, would have started making really seriously, I suppose, in 2017. Okay, so 2015, I got really into the Artist's Way and started taking it a bit more seriously. 2014, I had started, but we didn't really have the book, that kind of thing. And by 2017, I was doing the tasks actively outside of my creative cluster. And some of those creative clusters that I had, they were very permissive. They were very anything goes. You know, the sky won't fall in. That's what my facilitator always said. She says, you know, Nick, whatever you do, the sky will not fall in. So do it. Whatever the thing is you're being told to do it. If that means a collage using, what do you call that stuff? Pastels or something like that. If that's pulling it down a piece of paper and calling it art, then that's what you need to do. There are no police. There's no art police. And this isn't going on the National Gallery of Ireland's walls. It's not going on the gallery walls. So we make for ourselves. We make these pieces for ourselves to get seen, to get the anger out, to see what the anger looks like, you know. Believe it or not, this is my anger, or a form of it, you know. There's a lot more to this little drawing than just that. But because it was so vital and because it was almost cathartic to make this, it's almost cathartic to put on paper, be it words on paper or a drawing or a painting or something. It's so cathartic. There's no words for that. There's no words for that. It's magic. You know, some people call it art therapy. Yeah, maybe. Whatever floats your boat, just get into it. Give yourself permission to make, whether you're on the artist's way or not. Give yourself permission to write the pages, to vomit out whatever it happens to be. Give yourself that permission, okay? Here's another one. That was summer 2021. So there was other stuff going on there, you know. These are all vital things. Anyone who is in that particular creative cluster with me will remember what that one is about. And often on the back I write what that was about. So I'll get the art out first. I'll get the drawing out first. And then once I see it on paper, I go, oh, that's what that's about. That's what I'm feeling. This has worked out such a problem. Or another kind of problem, you know. Collages is one of the first things that I was shown how to do on my Artist's Way. And I show this to you not to say, oh, that's good, or that's bad, or that's lovely. It's simply to illustrate the cathartic, empowering power of making art quickly, badly, roughly, rawly. All of those things are vital on our way to the Artist's Way. These are the early steps. These are the in-between steps, okay? These are the things that we make when we're away from the Artist's Way, when we're thinking about doing the Artist's Way, when we are so lost we don't really know where it is we want to go on this, you know? Things are a little bit all over the place. And collages in particular are really, really useful for this because if you take the approach of making it within 5 minutes and just switching off your brain and letting your hand reach out for the scrap of paper and stick it up anywhere. The goal is to do this within 5-7 minutes and to cover the whole page. Does that make sense? And guess what? Magic happens when we do this. Magic happens. Our brain gets to switch off. Our ego gets to take a rest on the bleachers. And the rest of us gets a chance to say, this is a little part of me, you know. We're not saying this is who I am. I'm going to make collages for the rest of my life. That's not what we're saying. We're not making declarations because this is private. This is just our own private little universe that we're using, and it's vital. It's vital to our early steps of recovery, of creative recovery. So I urge you to take those steps if you can at all. I'm not really sure who we have on. I don't think we have anyone on live. But I just want to welcome you and say we will start our pages shortly. I would ask you as well to think about the early steps that you might have taken Maybe it's a creative writing class that you took in your early 20s. I just want you to think about those times now and let your mind drift back to what you were feeling and what you were being pushed to do, to sign up for stuff, to carry a notebook in your pocket and keep it secret, maybe. Some of us have to keep those things real quiet because the judgment from outside, the judgment from inside can be huge, you know? So think back on those times and maybe give it a little credit. Give those steps a little credit and give the person that you were back then a little credit and go, oh, gee, you were on the right track there. You were on the right track there. Yes, there'll be faux pas. There'll be faux pas all the time. There always are. Focus on the useful steps, on the helpful steps, on the steps that brought you so much self-expression and so much freedom and a sense just for 5 minutes, for half an hour, for an evening, that you were liberated and that you were free and that you had permission. And remember back to that person and say, thank you. Well done. So in lots of ways, we have been on this artist's way for a long time. We have been on it for a long time. It can become a bit more concrete when other things fall away or when we want to push other things away and we see the book or we dust off the book or we listen to the book or we read something and we feel that urge to make our own novel, to write our own sonnet, to sculpt our own figure, whatever it happens to be. Those are your early steps. Those are the early steps, and things are getting more concrete and more clear and bigger. And believe me, you're on your way. Believe me. I've been there, as my folder suggests. Right, grab your paper and pen. We're going to start a timer for 10 minutes, okay? We only do this for 10 minutes and we do it like that for a very good reason, really. We want to get into the habit of morning pages rather than being tied religiously, punitively to the 3 pages by 7 days thing. We can do 3 pages, sometimes 7 days, but it does become quite difficult. I found that really, really difficult. I found it quite punitive, and I felt ashamed when I didn't do it, and I hadn't really discovered much in the way of compassion, So the compassion had to come out after all the anger came out, and letting the anger out was a process, a long process, but I managed to do it with the help of a lot of support. And every time I run a creative cluster as an Artist's Way facilitator, I do the 12 weeks with the group. And that's the design of those clusters that the facilitator does it with. The facilitator often is not paid. I charge. After a couple of pro bonos, I started to charge for bills and for my time and for the guidance and help and expertise that I was bringing to the groups. And it's just kind of, cigarettes and gin money kind of thing. It's very small money, but it helps me support the creative clusters in a way that makes me feel valued, So make a start on our pages. Are we ready for 10 minutes? Okay, poised and ready. Thank you very much. And off we go. 10 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Well done. Well done. Now, can you take your other pen or the same pen? Um, and we spent 60 seconds going back over and circling the bits that, let's say, are important or surprising or things you'd like to remember. Okay, ready and go. Okay, great. Oh, wow, that time flies, doesn't it? Really does. Well done for doing your pages. We're not going to stay on too long. Some people keep going, and you're more than welcome to do that. For the rest of us, we're going to do 3 deep breaths, and we're just going to say goodbye. Tomorrow is Friday the 13th of December, and completely unrelated. But so on Fridays, typically I do 45 minutes. I talk for a little while at 10 o'clock Dublin time, as per, and I then do 45 minutes with you. And what that allows us to is to go that bit longer, to get that bit deeper. And also it gives the ego something to, brag about. I did my 3 pages. And that's important. That is important, that ego gets to get to be heard and seen. But on Friday, tomorrow, I have a family thing. So I'm otherwise engaged. You're more than welcome to access one of my other videos. I call them longer version 3 in 45. That is the hallowed 3 pages that Julia asks us to do every day. Those 3 pages in 45 minutes. Now, typically in 45 minutes, you'd get well past the 3 pages. You get to 3.5, 4, that kind of thing. But what we do is we use time. So I've plenty of those videos. Please do access them and enjoy them, and go with God. Just have a lovely day, have a lovely Thursday, and just keep walking your way and doing this your way, and knowing that this is okay. The way you're doing it is okay, And as I say, we've been on this way for a long time. We've been doing these creative things a long time, okay? So we go in for 4, hold for 4, and out for 4. We do that 3 times. Are you ready? And release all the tension. In. Close your eyes if you like. On this exhale, we'll make it audible, okay? Let's go crazy. Oh, yeah. Bonkers, isn't it? That's why we do it. That's why we do it. We do it in privacy so nobody can see, Guys, you're more than welcome to these morning pages sessions. Just keep telling your friends and keep coming. They're free. I do them anyway. And I do them for the camaraderie and the crack, even though I can't see anyone today. So have a great day. And I'm not doing Friday the 13th. I will see you on Monday for our 10 minutes. All right. All the best. Bye.